All right, welcome inside Paycor Stadium. Paul Daniel Jr. and Jay Morrison here with you, previewing Bengals v. Patriots. It'll be right behind us on Sunday at 1 o'clock. We can get into the details of this very quickly. Jay, we have to start with the news of the day. The news of the day. Will Joe Burrow play? Will he return to this field where we saw him go down 69 days before this Sunday? Will we see that? Wait and see. I wish I had a better answer for you. I don't have a better answer for you, Jay. Zach Taylor saying no decision on that today as we talk Friday afternoon. They're going to wait till the last possible second to unveil how they feel about it.
A living, breathing shrug emoji. Yeah. I just don't, and I don't think it's smokescreen. I don't think it's competitive advantage for that. I really take him at his word that they don't know. He's got a lot of things to factor in, and maybe chief among it is the fact that it's going to be 2 games in 5 days. So I don't have a prediction. I know we're probably going to get asked that a lot in the next 48 hours, but right now it's wait and see.
Yeah, I think, in judging by what Zach Taylor was telling us, it sounded like that 2 games in 5 days thing very much weighing in this. It's like, okay, yeah, he looks great. He's looked healthy. You assume he's going to respond just fine being out there and getting tackled for the first time, but you don't know for sure. And then when you're asking somebody to come back after this amount of time off, early, ahead of schedule, and then have to come back in 5 days in Baltimore and go do it again, I think that's weighing into part of this. But everybody feels really good about where he's at in terms of how he's looked, and he's done everything to get to this point. But is that worth the risk? How much do you have diminishing returns potentially in a game against Baltimore on Thursday? He practiced full on Wednesday and Thursday, was limited a little bit on Friday. Joe Flacco is healthy enough. I mean, he still has the shoulder thing that he's going through right now. So he would be your starter if Burrow is not. Burrow could come up and be the backup. He could be the third emergency. All options on the table according to Zach Taylor in this one.
Yeah, and that's a key thing. The reason Burrow was limited today is because they had to get Flacco reps. If it's only one guy getting most of the reps, then you would have a full and a DNP or a full and a limited. But that's why you're seeing Burrow. So there's no reason to panic there about any kind of setback or anything after going full the last 2 days. And then the other thing to keep in mind, like Paul said, is they had till 4 p.m. Saturday to activate him to the 53-man roster. When that move comes, if it comes, it doesn't necessarily mean he's starting. Like Zach said, all options are on the table. And even if they have to push this decision to Sunday, they have to make the decision to activate him on Saturday. So if you see that, don't automatically assume he's starting.
Which is great. Can we drag it out more? Let's keep dragging it out. Just loving this right now as it blends into our weekend. Busy day downtown behind us. In a little bit, it's going to be St. Xavier versus Elder in the game that's now at Paycor. You've got UC versus Louisville happening. You've got FC Cincinnati and Messi in the playoffs on Sunday after this one. All kinds of stuff happening down here right now, and potentially Joe Burrow's return could be a part of it. All right. Let's get now into Bengals versus Patriots and some of the more defining details of this beyond the quarterback. We know that now. 1 o'clock CBS. Kevin Harlan's back.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
Kevin Harlan again. Trent Green, Melanie Collins. Love that. The Patriots are 9-2. They are damn good. They are tied with Denver for the best record in the NFL. They have won 8 in a row. They are 5-0 on the road. They're kind of doing it all right now.
Yeah, they are. 8 in a row is really impressive. You look at where that team, they have the number 4 overall pick, and 2 years ago, and now you look where they are with Mike Vrabel. Really, really impressive, and it kind of a mirror of 2021 Bengals.
Yeah,
where you got the quarterback on the rookie deal, and he can go out and spend a lot in free agency and kind of rebuild things quickly. So Drake May might win the MVP. They are playing really well.
Yeah, weather looks like it's going to be okay this weekend. Sun, no rain in the forecast right now, so should be okay, but you never know. We're still a couple of days away from that. BetMGM line, of course, make sure hit up BetMGM before the game if you're coming down to tailgate, going there. Tom's Watch Bar, a great time, great party. We won't be there this week. Our next live show is on the 14th before the Ravens game, but they will be there, and everybody will still be having that great pregame atmosphere in there, so make sure you go check it out. But the BetMGM line on this is Patriots by 7.5 with an over-under of 49.5 on that one. What do you think about the over-under on this one?
I love the over. I also love, and whether Joe Burrow is playing or not, Jamar Chase is not playing. And T. Higgins over-under yards is 66.5. He's played 5 games without Joe Burrow. He's averaging 102 yards per game. I'm sorry, without Jamar Chase. He's averaging 102 yards. First time he played without Chase, 49. Second time, 60. He's been well over 100 in each of the last 3. One of those was with Jake Browning throwing the ball. I'm not saying bet a mortgage payment or anything crazy like that, but if you like to dabble, I think taking the over on T. Higgins is a really good bet this week.
Don't listen to Jay. Bet the mortgage payment. Who cares? Blame him if you lose. It doesn't matter. No, I agree. I mentioned this earlier this week. I love that. Love that as a bet. T. Higgins feels like a great one. All the touchdowns over and a touchdown parlay feels good one to me. Uniform, white pants, black jersey, orange socks. What do we think about this?
Super Bowl. That's
Wow.
a Super Bowl combination.
Yeah.
They've worn it 12 times. They're 7-5 in this combination. Last time they wore it was a loss, was here against Detroit in week 5. So it's probably my favorite combination next to the white Bengal. But yeah, it's not been all that lucky for this team, but this team's really short on luck across the board this year.
Yeah. Last time these two teams got together was a game that maybe you remember because it kind of in some ways took the Bengals out of the playoffs. They actually lost to the Patriots in the opener. A game was, hey, Burrow's coming back, right? How's he going to look his first game of the season? The Patriots took advantage of that. Could that happen again? That was a 16-13 2024 season opener win by the Patriots in that one. Okay, let's get into a little bit of the injuries in the news beyond the Burrow situation. Trey Hendrickson out. Of course, that's going to continue. Samaje Perine doubtful, so we'll see more of the rotation, which, similar to what you saw against Pittsburgh, mostly still a lot of Chase Brown is what you're going to get there. Outside of that, decisions to be made. A ton of roster gymnastics is going to have to happen on Saturday. So it could be, we might have a new track record for moves on a Saturday, potentially. Mike Gesicki, he can be activated off of IR. Dejon Anthony, he could be activated to be part of an equation here. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen with them. Looks like probably no Rivers at guard. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, which Dalton Reisner would be the guy there. Cam Sample is still battling that oblique as well. There's a lot of who's going to be active, who they need to call up and active, bring up from the practice squad. They've done that with guys in previous weeks. So a lot more is going to happen there. Also, I hope you read your Charlie's chalkboard.
Yeah, big news.
If you do read your Charlie's chalkboard, you're like, this is old news, Paul. Charlie already had this. Jalen Davis is going to be up off the practice squad, and he's going to be starting at nickel as they try to figure out where they're going next without Cam Taylor-Britt here, and that'll put Dax Hill more on the outside. Yeah. Obviously, a place where he had a lot of success last year, but it's kind of getting your best 3 on the field. Certainly a indictment on Josh Newton, who you've watched our show. You know what we are telling you about how that has been going. He's been playing incredibly poorly this year. Okay, let's get into the ref report, the stuff that really matters. What do we got?
Land Clark. Maybe a name scoregami. Has any other person in the history of the world been named Land Clark? I don't think so. He also, you referenced last year's season opener. The last Bengals game that he worked was last year's season opener against the Patriots. He's a relatively new white hat. He's not been in the league that long as a head referee. Bengals are 1-4 with Land Clark as the referee. Patriots are 4-2. That was it. The last time was right here. Same opponent. Same stadium. I don't think it's going to be as low scoring this time. And I will say he's next to last in the league in penalties thrown. He's like 0.01 behind or ahead of being the last in the league. Last year, Land Clark and his crew next to last in penalties thrown. So maybe we get kind of a clean game on Sunday.
If you're a Growl pal watching, listening right now, and your name's Land Clark, let us know. Let us know. I want to know if there really is a name scoregami even amongst our audience, the Land Clarks out there amongst us. All right, stat that matters most, Jay.
Joe Burrow snaps. I mean, I don't know that that's going to play into who wins and loses this game. I think the Bengals can win with Joe Flacco, but that's what's on everybody's mind. How is it going to be 0 or is he going to play? That's the thing I'm looking forward to the most. Is it Joe Burrow? Is he out there? Is he taking snaps? That's really the only thing that matters in a lot of people's minds right now, because it not only plays into what happens here Sunday, but it plays the rest of the season. possibly next year. There's a lot of fear among the fan base about why are you doing this? And Zach kind of said today, that's football players play. We're going to put him out there. You can't play being scared of injuries.
And that's what Joe wants. Joe wants to play. He's a football player. He wants to go play and be part of this. My stat that matters most, I'll give you a bonus stat here. Now, the Patriots have scored at least 23 in every game of this 8-game win streak. They've held an opponent to 23 or less in every game of the eight-game win streak. So if you're getting a feel for where a lot of these scores tend to lie, we've seen what that means. Also, 3 of the last 5 games, they've really gotten their running game going with Travion Henderson coming in, and Ramondre Stevenson seems like probably will be back in this one, so maybe there's a mix, but Henderson has really given them some juice. 3 of the last 5 games, they've had 165, 166, 175 yards rushing. You Bengals have no shot if it goes like that. And we know that it can go much higher than that around here. And so the concern is that number has to be under 150 at least. Like they can't, because Drake May has been so good. They have been so impressive passing the ball. He's up over 225, 250 basically every single game. You got to consider with this Bengals defense that they're going to be able to throw it and continue to do that with consistency. If that also includes a running game that goes like what we've seen, it's absolute lights out for the Bengals having whatever chance they actually do have in this one. By the way, Henderson, 3rd in yards per carry over the past 4 weeks since he's kind of taken over the load. Well, 87% of that is after contact, which is best amongst all qualifying running backs. Is there a team you can think of that maybe would be the last thing you'd want to see if you were actually having that stat where it's just, he breaks a lot of tackles for long runs? Imagine that. I don't know how that could be a problem for the Bengals at all. All right, Growler Bet. Well, for Growler Bet, we had a good one this week, Jay, because we got the big stat that's still rolling out right now.
Right, and we love time of game Growler Bet, so that's what we're going to do. The Bengals have given up 27 or more points in 9 straight games. That's tied for the most in NFL history in the Super Bowl era with the 2020 Chargers. So that's it. We're not saying if, we're saying when. When the Bengals give up the 27th point on Sunday, what will the time of game be? And it's time of game at snap. So it's not the time remaining after the touchdown. The snap of the play is what we will judge it on.
Yeah, so send us the time and the quarter that you think that the 27th will hit. And if there ends up being a tie, we'll figure that out as we go forward. But send that into the Growler Podcast at gmail.com, and you can have some drinks on us at one of our next live shows down at BetMGM. So send those in. All right, Jay, what's your prediction?
Well, it's kind of a coin flip whether Joe Burrow plays or not. I think it's kind of a coin flip on who wins this game. Even though the Patriots are favored by a touchdown. Before I get to that, though, I've got a stat for you.
All right, let's go. I knew you'd have one.
Trivia / stat. How many 8-game winning streaks do you think there have been in the NFL in the last 10 seasons?
Wow. I mean, that's hard to do. We know the Bengals have had. So are we including playoffs?
Yes.
Okay, I know the Bengals have had one. Let's say 25.
33.
Wow.
32 of them are active. The Broncos and the Patriots have both won 8 in a row. Of the previous 31, 15 ended at 8.
Wow.
16 extended. Coin flip. So here we go.
Oh, you're doing it. What's it say?
Bengals 28, Patriots 27.
Oh, wow. Making the coin flip. Was that a heads or a tails?
I don't know. I dropped it.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Well, I'm glad that you think it's going to be a coin flip, Jay. That's nice. It's very good for the people. This is not a coin flip game in my mind. New England is going to come in here and just shove it down the Bengals' throats. Doesn't matter if Joe Burrow plays. Doesn't matter if Joe Flacco plays. This Bengals defense is going to continue to play against a Patriots offense that has been a machine lately. And that is going to be the problem. That is what is going to really matter in this one. Patriots 34, Bengals 20. Flacco or Burrow, it don't matter. It's the same team that you've been watching all season long, and that's the problem. We shall see how it goes. We'll see if Burrow makes his return. Either way, Jay and I will be here, and we will have the walkout for you afterwards. So make sure you keep it locked. Make sure you're on the YouTube channel, getting all the alerts on all that stuff, and we'll bring you the full reaction and see what happens next. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll talk to you next time.